We're going to start with the colored side up, and we'll divide the paper into 8ths horizontally. So we'll start by bringing this bottom edge up to the top edge. Line that up corner to corner and then crease it all the way across. And then unfold. Next we'll divide both of these sections in half. So bring this bottom edge into that center crease we just made. And crease that one down. And then bring the top edge into that same center crease. And then unfold both of those. Now turn the paper over right to left. Next we'll divide each of these sections in half, so we'll bring this bottom raw edge into this first crease. And we're going to pleat this all the way up to the top. So we'll bring the crease that's underneath the raw edge and form that into the mountain fold. And then bring that edge up to the next crease. Crease that down. Then repeat that again, so form the next crease into a mountain fold and fold that up to the crease above it. Then do that one more time, forming that mountain fold, and then bring it up to the raw edge at the top. And then you can unfold that all the way with the colored side up. Now rotate 90 degrees. Now we're going to repeat some of those steps on this side, but we're only going to fold the bottom 5/8 of the grid, so just follow along closely so you don't make any extra creases that you don't need. So we'll bring this bottom edge up to this top edge. Crease that, and then unfold. Now bring the bottom edge into that center crease. Next, leave that folded, and then we'll bring this top edge down to the edge that we just formed. And then unfold, and unfold again. Now turn that over right to left. Next, we're going to divide both of these sections in half, so we'll bring this bottom edge into that first crease. And then form the mountain fold that's underneath that and bring it up to the crease above. And now unfold. Next, we're going to make some diagonal creases. So I'm going to draw them in first, and then I'll show you how to make them. This will just help as a guide. So we'll start with this one on the left. We'll just bring this bottom edge over to the left edge. So line those up and then start from the bottom left corner and crease into the first 2 grid lines. Stopping right there. And then unfold. Now you should have this crease in place. Next we'll bring the left half of the bottom edge into the center vertical crease. And form that along the first 2 grid lines again. Stopping right there. Next, bring the right half of the bottom edge into that center vertical crease. And form that to the first 3 grid lines this time. And then unfold. Now for this last crease, we're going to bring this right edge in to lie along this horizontal crease, which is the second crease up. Now fold this in just one grid line. Now we should have all 4 of these creases in place. Next we're going to divide in half between these 2 crease lines. So we'll form this crease into a mountain fold. This is the 4th crease up. It's actually the center crease. So form that one and then bring that up to line up with the crease just above it. And then crease the paper below. And then unfold that. Now using that valley fold that we just made, just fold the paper down. And now valley fold in half, bring the left edge over to the right. Now we're going to make a small crease on the top left. We're going to take this edge and bring it in to lie along this horizontal crease that's running across. And then unfold, and unfold it all the way. Now the creases we just made should form a little diamond right here. Now half of the creases in that diamond are valley folds and half are mountain folds, but we want them to all be mountain folds. So we're just going to pinch each edge of that little diamond just to make sure each of them are mountain folds. Next, we're going to reform all of these vertical creases. So we'll just pleat this all the way across. So valley fold, then mountain valley, mountain valley, mountain valley. And now we can pick that up with the colored side up, and all of our diagonals should be on the bottom. So starting on the bottom right, we're going to do what's called an Elias stretch. So we'll start with this diagonal out to the corner, begin to form that, as well as the diagonal that runs into the middle. And then there's this crease that connects those 2 points. We're going to form that as a mountain fold. And the rest of these diagonals are going to become valley folds. And we'll form those as we close this up. If you just push down on this point right here, this should all happen very naturally. Now we'll move on to the left side. We're going to begin folding this diagonal crease, and then we're going to extend this mountain fold all the way out to the left. And then we'll form the next part of the diagonal as a valley. And then we'll form these 2 mountain folds and do that as we close everything up. It should look like that. Next, take this long flap, and we're just going to fold that all the way down, and then crease that in place. And that's just to make it so this can swing freely. And we can fold that back up. And then we'll take this flap that's below that, and we're going to swing this point up. Now we'll orient it like this. And we're going to form a valley fold that's just below this crease. It's going to be a quarter of the way between this crease and this crease. So I'll show you what I mean. Fold it down about this much. It doesn't have to be exact, but it should be about a quarter of the way down. Next, we'll fold this point up along the crease line that's underneath it. And then we'll do something similar with the other side. So flip this over. Now we'll valley fold up just above this crease line. Same as before, about 1/4 of the way between those two creases. And then we'll swing this point down along the crease that's underneath. Next, with this little square flap that's up at the top, we're going to make a small valley fold, bringing this edge down. This will be about between 1/4 of the way or 1/3 of the way down. Doesn't have to be exact, this is just forming some hair. Should be about that much. Then you can swing these flaps out to the sides and you'll see its form start to take shape. Next, we can turn that over. And this next step is going to use the diamond that we formed in one of the previous steps, as well as these 3 creases that are close together. So we're going to hold onto the flap close to the head and the body. And then if you look at these edges, there should be one edge in the center. If you follow that edge along, you should find our diamond. So if you spread all the other edges apart, just looking at the center edge, we're going to press down directly in the center of that diamond. And when you press down in the center, the creases should start to form. And once you have the creases on the right side to form the rest of that diamond, we're just going to bring all of these edges together. And as we do this, we're going to push our hands together and close it all up. Try to see that closely. And then we'll bring both of those little flaps that we made over to the left and press it all down nice and firm. Next, with this top flap, we're going to be folding this in half. So you fold that in half. You don't have to crease it too firmly, but fold it like that. And then do the same on the bottom. And then turn everything over. Now we need to look at the fire over on the right, and we need to make that look more like flames. So to do this, we're just going to make inside reverse folds on the end of each of these edges. So we're going to start on the bottom. We're going to take just one flap, that's 2 layers. We're going to take this edge on the right and bring it down to this edge on the bottom. And then crease that. And then unfold. Now we're going to turn those creases into an inside reverse fold. So if we spread those 2 layers apart, we're going to reverse this part of the crease, turning it into a mountain fold. And then we'll also form this side of the crease, and as we do that, we'll push in this little part and it should all close up nicely. Now we just need to repeat those steps on the other 3 flaps. So we'll move on to the next one. Just bring that edge down to the bottom. And then unfold. And then turn that into an inside reverse fold. And close it up. And do that 2 more times. And 1 more. Now we have all of our creases. We just need to add a little bit of shaping. We'll just try to make that look like a nice little ball of fire shooting out. So we just spread some of the layers apart. About like that, looks pretty good. You could add a little bit more shaping if you like. Just try to make it look like flames. That looks good for now. Then make sure all the other flaps are in the correct spots. So you should have the hands here. And then you've got your head sticking straight up, and then it should look like he's kneeling. And now it should be able to stand up on its own. You might need to move some of the flaps around to get it to stand up just right. Thank you all so much for folding. I hope yours looks great. Now you can go check out the other videos and fold all 4. Then if you want, you can tag me on Instagram and I can share your folds on my story. Plus, I'd just love to see what you were able to create. Also, I have another model I designed a few years ago that I'm currently redesigning so I can teach it on this channel. It's a Firebender and a Waterbender folded from the same square. I really like this one and I'm excited to teach it on here, so click subscribe so you can find out when I release that video. But thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.